people have far more abilities and far more potential than they give themselves credit for, or that they're even aware of. And I believe this comes from a lack of motivation and not being surrounded by people that actually push them to grow or lift them up, trying to evolve their spirits. And I think this is because we have been conditioned to think small and to just settle for what is realistic. Don't try to stand out, just try to fit in. Don't do anything different. And I think that this is what is keeping people from reaching their full potential, or at least reaching more than they are currently doing. If you don't know who I am, my name is Tobias Philipp, and in this episode I want to talk about overcoming imposed beliefs and getting everything out of your full potential. Being surrounded with the wrong people, so people that are negative, people that are unmotivating, people that are uninspiring, or people that are just pursuing something totally different than that we want to pursue, or maybe even people that are doing degenerate things. That is what is keeping us stuck in the same situation we are currently in. And that situation might not be very bad, but it could have been better. We could have been in a situation where we are actually pursuing things or doing things that actually align with us. And if we can get ourselves into a different environment, so with people that are actually interested in what we are doing, are actually interested in us, actually trying to push us, motivate us, and evolve ourselves, if we can get ourselves in a situation like that, I honestly believe we can achieve much more than we are currently doing. And we might even be able to achieve things that we really want to achieve, that we really want to do, that we really want to pursue. And if we don't do that, we will just have to accept that we will stay in the same position and that we might never achieve the things that we want to achieve. And it all started when we were young, when we went to school. The first thing we got asked is, what is it that you want to do? What is it that you want to become when you grow up? And some people might say, I want to become an astronaut, or I want to become a lawyer, or a firefighter, or whatever it is. And if someone says something that isn't seen as realistic, the first thing he got told is, you cannot do that. It's impossible. You have to choose something realistic. So at that moment, someone already thinks he is not able to do things that other people are doing. He is, from the first day he went to school, he's already been told he might not be good enough. He has to do something that aligns with what everyone else is telling them. And then he has to make tests, and he has to make the test in a way that they are telling him he has to do. So we have a test with, 20 question, multiple choice. You have to get at least 70% correct. If you don't, you fail, you have to do it over again. And if you fail again, you get sent back to the smaller children, which again isn't very uplifting, which again isn't very motivating. And everyone learns in a different way. Some people might be very good readers, some people might be very good listeners, or someone else is just more practical. You cannot tell me that someone who is more practical is lesser than someone who is a very good listener or someone who is a very good reader. Everyone does their own things in their own way, and everyone learns in their own way. So I think that is not the way to go, and I think that this is already not motivating young children, not motivating people to pursue something or to do something that aligns with them. And what I do believe is that people need more encouragement and need more hope and need some kind of mentorship and better role models to actually see their own worth and see their own abilities. So for example, someone wants to go into gymnastics and wants to try and reach the Olympics. Someone else just wants to make furniture or design furniture or children's furniture. Someone else wants to be a teacher. And someone else just wants to be a mother, wants to have 5 children and take care of their children. Or someone else goes into real estate. And you cannot tell me that someone who pursues going into some kind of corporate job is now better than someone that just wants to make furniture and really likes making furniture, maybe even loves making furniture. You cannot tell me that someone else who doesn't want to do that is better than someone else. And I think, or at least I believe, this is in some way where the world is going. We are trying to force people to just go to school, learn as much as possible. If possible, go to university. And some people might even went to university, but after graduating, they just wanted to do something totally different. And now people are telling them, yes, what, but you went to university, why aren't you going into that field, or why aren't you doing that job? And if you're in an environment of people that are telling you that exact thing, so people are actually questioning you, why aren't you doing that, instead of trying to motivate people and try to tell them, if it is something else you want to do, just pursue that and motivate them, lift them up, try to encourage that. If we are in that situation, or stay in that situation where we are trying to force people to do something that we think or that society tells you should do, I honestly think that is what's keeping people from not pursuing or not doing something they actually want to do. And yes, luckily there are some people that are strong enough to say no and still pursue what it is they want to pursue. But I also think that there are a lot of people that are not strong enough to do so, and that are actually getting caught up in doing something they might like to a certain degree, but are not actually fully committed to and are not wanting to actually pursue. And by trying to reach your full potential, I don't think we should focus on our full potential or something we could reach in over 5 years. I just think we should try to focus on what is our full potential by next week. So what is it that I can change, or what is it that I can achieve by next week? For example, maybe it is quit watching television, or quit eating junk food or shit food and try to eat better food. You can maybe start reading a book, or start exercising consistently, or just take action on that idea that you've been putting off all along. Something that you actually want to do, something that you actually want to pursue, but you are now getting caught up and not believing in yourself, and you're not doing it, or just organize or clean your house or whatever it is. There are a lot of things, a lot of small changes we can make that we can actually achieve by next week. So what is our full potential by the end of next week? Or what is our full potential in 7 days? And if we can take these small steps and actually make a change, actually do something different, I think that we can then build momentum. And with that momentum, we can actually create habits that will lead us to reaching our full potential in over a year or in over 5 years. And that action will then lead to clarity, and that clarity will then give us more of a direction to go to, because no one really knows what he wants to do. And the people who know what they want to do, they've also just started somewhere. They just started somewhere, did different things, tried different things, and then they found something that they actually want to pursue and that they actually want to keep doing. So we don't need a perfect plan. I don't know what my full potential is. I don't know what other people's full potentials are, but I think we can only find out if we actually take action, try to do different things, take it step by step, and only focus on what are the things that I can do today. So what is it I can do today? I can quit watching television, I can throw my television out of the window, or just sell it and buy a book. These are the things that we can actually do. Or just start running. Maybe you want to run a half marathon, or start running a half marathon. Everyone that ever run that half marathon had to start somewhere. Everyone had to start somewhere. And everyone trained for it. So if you want to do that, let's say for example, then just go out, start running 3 times a week. And in a period of 8 weeks, I can guarantee you, or maybe 10 weeks or whatever it is, if you keep going and you stay consistent, and then I can guarantee you that also you can run that half marathon. And don't forget to reflect on accomplishments that you've already achieved and that were very hard to do, and you had to go through a struggle. So for example, when you did your study, you had to make this project, and other people might have succeeded in 1 try and it took you 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 tries. But in the end you did it. That is a very big accomplishment, and we cannot forget those things. And if we can recognize those patterns of the effort and the sacrifices that we have made, then we know that we are way more capable than we might think in this situation. And I might know that you are way more capable than you think, and other people might do so, but you have to believe it yourself. So if you can remind yourself of situations where you've done it, if you've done it once, you can do it again and again and again and again. But you have to remind yourself about those situations. And I know that you are way tougher than you might think you are, and that there are a lot of situations which were very difficult, but you still went through and you still succeeded. So if you can remind yourself about those situations, I honestly believe that you can achieve a lot more than you might think at this point. And growth only comes from learning through failure, not by avoiding it. So if there's something that you really want to do, but you are afraid to fail, just remind yourself or remember that that's the only way to do so. There is no other way to do so. You have to just go in there, try to do it as best as you can, and if you fail, you can learn from it and then try again and again and again until you succeed. So to summarize, find and join people or an environment that evolve you and lift you up and try to elevate your spirit, and if possible, maybe even has the same interests, and focus on building self-belief through personal development, and create or adjust habits that are actually beneficial and that actually help you to achieve more or achieve the things you want to achieve. And understand that failure is just a learning tool and something everyone goes through. It's not a dead end. And I think the only failure there is not trying. And please don't regret not doing things you wish you would have done, because this might be the only moment or the only chance you've got. Nobody knows how the world will look in 1 year, so please just try to do as many things as possible, and don't be afraid of what other people might think, or don't listen too much to what other people are trying to tell you that you must do. And that's at least how I look at it. Let me know in the comments about your opinion, and also share this episode with others who you think may find it useful. Would be very much appreciated. And thank you very much for listening.